I'd never played a STALKER game before. I didn't know what the zone was, I didn't know who I could trust, and I definitely didn't understand why everyone was so afraid of it. I thought I was just playing an old survival shooter. I had no idea I was about to discover one of the strangest and most horrifying worlds I've ever experienced. Get me out of here. An intro plays, minutes of background story and lore, and after a 4-minute intro, something about crashed helicopters, the zone, and some other stuff I don't fully understand. It ends, I'm dropped into the middle of nowhere. Gray skies, hills, and swamps as far as I can see. Maybe a map in the top left, random tools in the bottom left, and a bunch of random stuff in the bottom right. I start moving, grasses, trees, and movement? I see animals moving, maybe fighting. I move closer and these things don't look like dogs or pigs. Round after round, and we finally take them down. That took a lot more damage than I expected. And it looks like there's some kind of mutant, wild pig thing. I keep moving, not really sure what I'm looking for or what I'm trying to avoid. Something about this already feels eerie. The graphics, the graininess, and the weather. I don't like it. Eventually I come across what looks like a giant ship, broken down. My objectives update, and it looks like I arrived somewhere. How this ship got here, I have no idea. Entering the ship, the door creaking open, and it looks like some sort of base. Mysterious people standing around, armored, masked, and this is how I learn about communication. The characters standing around once in a while saying something out loud, but there isn't much talking. Barely any voice acting. This might make everything more unsettling. Sultan, Vanka, Beard. I talk to the characters around the base. Each person claiming they have the best goods, the most legit leads, or willing to pay for some sort of hidden artifact. What the fuck is an artifact? I explore around the ship, the second and third floor, the medical area, the merchants, the living quarters. It all feels so dark, depressing, and unwelcoming. I leave the ship and I just start walking. And we get our first lead, if you want to call it that. Snag wants us to retrieve a stash for him in some underground area. I start walking and suddenly I notice some giant mounds in front of me. Steam coming out of them. Two guys standing there looking for something. I try to talk to them, but I don't get much of an answer. I don't know if they're friendly or not, but let's find out. I fire my handgun at them and they fire back, but I win. What were they looking for? What is this area? I have no idea. And why is my health dropping? I have no idea what just happened. I reload into the game and I just start walking. I don't care what direction, what building. Soon enough I come across a building, maybe an abandoned gas station. Then I just dropped into a giant crevice in the earth, I'm alive, but hundreds of feet below. But I do see a car. I click randomly on the car and I actually did something. I found the stash Snag was looking for. Now I'm 100 feet in a cave. Darkness swallowing up everything. Massive jump scare, and that is not an animal or a human or a zombie. After dozens of rounds, I killed it. I hear others. My gun is low on ammo, and I switch to my only other weapon, a knife. Slashing, stabbing, and somehow I take down another one of these things. I didn't know if this was a horror game or a nightmare at this point, but I honestly don't want to be here. I eventually made it out of those tunnels, icons flashing on my right screen, getting killed by bandits, running out of ammo and swarmed by wild dogs. I keep moving and exploring, and I find out the hard way what an anomaly is. Some random supernatural weather effect. I was on the verge of quitting, and then I decided to do some Googling, learning what the icons meant, how to repair gear, what to even do. I learned of radiation, bleeding, hunger, medkits. I started exploring. I bandaged up. I found stalkers hidden in abandoned buildings, different factions plotting against each other, and I got caught in brutal emission storms. But I kept going, looking for helicopter crash sites, slowly trying to piece together these crash sites, and I think that's the reason we're even here. For some reason, these helicopters are crashing in the zone, and no one knows why it happened or what caused them to crash, but they did. Then we talked to a pilot, a stalker, someone who brings us to Yanov station. It looks like an abandoned train station, and if I thought the old base was depressing, this place was borderline hell. I look around, scoping out the rooms and characters. I come across Uncle Yar. He's got a job for us. He says, "Easy as pie. The two of us make our way over to Kupachi. It's far from here. The rest you see for yourself when we get there." Suddenly we black screen and wake up in the pouring rain, flashing of lightning, and Uncle Yar is staring straight at us. "The main thing is, don't be surprised at anything. Follow me quietly. If we keep it hush-hush and don't move, things will be nice and easy." Simple enough, what could go wrong? We follow him, endless rain pouring from above, just our flashlights keeping us on track. Now I'm feeling the horror, the atmosphere. We walk behind him into an abandoned house, down the hallway, step by step, up the stairs into some attic, and then a short cutscene? I assume those guys aren't friendly. I hear gunshots, complete darkness paused by flashes of lightning. I just start firing straight ahead, not knowing if I'm hitting anything. Blood spraying on my screen as I get hit. I think I'm thinning them out as I hear Uncle Yar firing down below. We keep shooting and somehow it's done. I go to Uncle Yar and he finally explains.
"So, that's that. I can see you're bursting with questions, and I can understand that."
He was hiding in the bushes around here, minding his own business, and a mercenary squad showed up. Their leader yapping about a central lab in Pripyat. He stumbled upon a branch and they saw him and he made a run for it. Then they came to find him, and we just finished them off. The artifacts, the suit upgrades, and hidden secrets, it's starting to pile up now. The zone doesn't get brighter or less intimidating. You just get acquainted to it. We learn that the military helicopters that crashed were trying to reach Pripyat. And to continue the investigation, we have to get into Pripyat. But we can't just walk in the front gates. It's effectively cut off from the outside world. The surface is extremely dangerous, filled with mutants and anomalies. The only way in, the underground tunnels. But we can't go alone. We recruit a squad of stalkers, and we enter the tunnels. If this isn't horror, I don't know what is. Walking in our group, for once I actually feel a bit safer, being in a larger group. For dozens of hours, so far we've been alone. Now we have help. Or do we? We flip on night vision, and the safety and security doesn't last for long. Snorks. The mutant creatures charge in, panic, firing and killing. At first it feels like shooting fish in a barrel, until they keep pressing forward. Another wave of snorks, wave after wave, and our stalkers start getting taken out. And I did not know that was possible. Pushing through the tunnels, determined to reach the end, our group thinning out, zombies, snorks, bandits. And just as we are about to run out of ammo, we make it. I emerge in Pripyat and encounter Captain Tarasov and his soldiers, all that's left from a military group sent into Pripyat. These soldiers were part of the same operation we've been investigating this entire time. They were sent into Pripyat alongside the helicopters, and somehow they survived? But before I can even process what's happening, I'm surrounded by soldiers asking who I am and what I'm doing here. And honestly, after spending the entire game pretending to be just another stalker, I kind of forgot that I am a secret agent too. But now we have something we didn't have before. There's a base, a military force, and an entire squad of stalkers. We settle into this laundromat, which becomes our new home in Pripyat. Except this is Pripyat, not the outside. I learn of the monolith, a brainwashed cult controlled by the supernatural of the zone. Soldiers who have been completely consumed by the zone and the mysterious monolith. I start moving through the streets of Pripyat, searching for information about the crashed helicopters and the soldiers who never made it out. And the atmosphere changes completely. Zaton and Jupiter felt like the wilderness before. Pripyat feels like a war zone. Buildings are abandoned, streets are empty, and around every corner you know there could be a monolith squad waiting for you. But while we're fighting our way through the city, we discover something even stranger. Gunshots, firefights with psychotic monolith soldiers, breaking in and clearing out buildings, finding groups of the monolith kneeling, worshipping someone or something. I'm not sure if I'm creeped out or just disturbed. After everything we've uncovered in Pripyat, we finally have a way out. The military is preparing to evacuate the remaining survivors from the city, but there's one problem. We have to get through the entire city to reach them. I'm walking through Pripyat now with an entire squad. And for the first time in the game, it feels like I'm part of something bigger. We've left the laundromat and begin moving through the city. And almost immediately, contact. Gunfire erupts from the buildings. Everyone starts shooting. The streets that were completely silent and empty moments ago turn into a war zone. We push forward, clearing buildings and streets as we go. And unlike the tunnels, this time, we're not just trying to survive, we're trying to get everyone out alive. We keep moving toward the evacuation point, fighting through monolith positions and whatever else the zone throws at us. More monolith, more gunfire, more bodies. I look around as the mutants have now joined in the fights. Members of our squad dropping, dying a miserable, horrifying death. Everyone is fighting their way out of Pripyat together. This is it. The evacuation route. The place we've been trying to reach since the beginning of the game. But eventually, we make it. The helicopters arrive. The survivors begin evacuating. And for the first time since entering the zone, we can leave. The helicopter crashes were a result of the mysterious zone anomalies. Pilots and mechanical issues led to the crashes. With that, the zone just carries on without us. Degtyaryev's investigation exposes secrets that the military immediately buries. He was one of the supposed stalkers that came with us and fought through the tunnels to Pripyat. While everyone else in the zone, the stalkers, mercenaries, the scientists, continue their lives. Some leave, some die, and others become legends of the zone. But the area remains unchanged. Strelok's discoveries lead to a new scientific institute. Kowalski is eventually cleared for the failure of Operation Fairway. And Degtyarev is offered a position at SBU headquarters before requesting to remain in the zone as a permanent observer. In the end, we didn't conquer the zone or even uncover all of its secrets. We simply begin another story. One of the most grueling gaming experiences I've ever had. It's gritty, unwelcoming, and punishing. All at once, all the time. But somewhere along the way, I started to learn the basics. There are pretty much zero tutorials in the game. No tips telling you what to do. You learn through your mistakes and from other people online. The bloodsuckers with the tentacles lurking in the darkness. Pitch black caves and tunnels filled with snorks. The jump scares. The companions you slowly learn to rely on before they die. And then there are the bandits, anomalies, the rival factions, all existing at the same time in the zone. Everything feels alive. This experience came out in 2009, but somehow the feeling is timeless. STALKER Call of Pripyat is a nightmare, but it might just be a masterpiece.